Look, our outdated air traffic control problem is going to take billions of dollars and multiple years to fix, but even while we're trying to win eBay auctions to keep our planes in the sky, at least we can rest easy knowing that this administration is at least making staffing up the FAA a top priority.
The Trump administration is firing hundreds of FAA employees with probationary status. That includes critical air traffic control employees.
Wow, DOJ is really showing their efficiency when it comes to screwing over the American people. But besides the millions of people looking to take a vacation this summer, something else that won't fly is the excuse by another member of Trump's cabinet when it comes to the legality of his not-so-secret Santa gift from the Qatari government.
And the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, reportedly said in a memo that this was perfectly legal because it was a donation. Bondi, we should say, worked as a foreign lobbyist for Qatar.
She lobbied for Qatar? She runs the Justice Department. Surely she, of all people, can see the perils of engaging in quid pro quos.
In 2013, the Donald J. Trump Foundation donated $25,000 to a super PAC tied to Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, as her office was considering a fraud investigation into Trump University. That investigation was never opened.
Damn, she's a quid pro quo pro. But Pam Bondi's lax attitude toward the possibility of foreign influence in our political system should not come as a surprise, considering she made opening the floodgates a top priority on day one. On her first day in office, Bondi disbanded the FBI's Foreign Influence Task Force and pared back enforcement of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, despite years of warnings from the intelligence community that influence by other countries was a growing threat. So I guess for Bondi, crossing our border to transform America is fine, as long as you bring a gift. Is there any chance that a single member of Trump's cabinet could have set a good example for people? If anyone is willing to restore some sanity to the U.S. government, clearly it's got to be the guy who pledges to make America healthy again, right?
Robert Kennedy Jr. with his grandchildren swimming in a creek there at Dumbarton Oaks Park.
Yeah, the problem, the Park Service says it's dangerous and illegal.
Guess not. Look, RFK, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but dangerous and illegal are kind of Pam Bondi's territory. This better be good.
The reason it's illegal is because of the E. coli issues from their combined sewer systems, and that's why they banned swimming in the D.C. area.
But on Sunday, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. posted these photos of he and his grandchildren in Rock Creek. One shows his granddaughter splashing water at him, and another with RFK Jr. fully underwater.
Did the tapeworm eat the part of his brain that puts a stop to things like this? The head of the Department of Health and Human Services broke the law, which would be bad enough unto itself, but broke the law so that he could swim in E. coli-infested waters? Wow. You'd think that the guy who kisses Trump's ass so much would have already had his fill of eating shit. Well, at least tell me that RFK didn't do this after it rained when bacteria levels were particularly high.
Rock Creek in general, over the past 5 years, has consistently failed to meet water quality standards for safe human contact.
Potomac River keeper Dean Nauyuk says bacteria in the water is particularly bad after it rains, as it did on Thursday.
God damn it. Well, I guess you know what they say when it comes to gastrointestinal failure, go big or go home. But surely no one would justify such shitty behavior.
Jesse, would you swim in a sewage-filled creek?
That creek looks clean. It doesn't look like it's filled with sewage.
Hey, that's not fair. You can't expect a guy to properly assess sewage levels when he's full of shit himself. By the way, this little weekend dip wasn't some top secret plunge that RFK was trying to keep under wraps. He posted it on social media. I just hope he followed the age-old swimming rule and waited 30 minutes before poisoning his entire family. Trump loves to brag that he's hired the best people, but so far, besides passing blame, aiding in his corruption, and partaking in a diarrhea-based baptism, their main contributions have been the ability to be loyal sycophants who have no qualms about repeatedly boosting their boss's ego when asked. And the reason that Americans should actually care about this is that when actual issues arise, issues like, oh, I don't know, an impending emergency at our nation's airports, or a foreign government looking to curry favor with, or possibly spy on our commander-in-chief, or when there's some major viral outbreak ripping through the country, we want responsible adults in the chair. In Trump's first term, he foolishly surrounded himself with at least some people who had some semblance of morality, as well as an inkling of how the government should function. But this time around, he's taken his electoral victory as a mandate that he can hire the least qualified and most corrupt people Washington has to offer, and rather than keeping Americans safe, he's made us all more vulnerable than ever. Or to put it more simply, Trump has turned our healthy country into a sea of shit. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.